Welcome to the March edition of 71 Magazine. I'm your host, John Bryant, and joining me in the studio today is Carolyn Ferber, who is with Audubon Area Head Start Program, and I'm going to say Area 4. Okay, we'll get to that here in a second. Okay. Welcome to the show, Carolyn.
Hi, thank you.
Well, let's begin with what is the Head Start program?
Well, Head Start offers comprehensive early childhood developmental programs for children who are 6 weeks old, all the way up to 5 years old.
Okay.
And we specialize in serving low-income families, providing them with literally a head start to their education process.
Okay. Well, before we get too far into this, what is Area 4?
Well,
and what does that cover?
Audubon Area Head Start serves 16 counties, and so for management purposes we break that out into 11 areas. And so each area has a number of programs that someone like me, a local area manager, manages. So Area 4 is comprised of 3 programs in the Davis County area. One program is at Tamarack Elementary, the other is at Eastview Elementary, and the other one is at Owensboro Community College campus.
Okay. And what is the name of that group out there?
The Darneck Center.
Darneck Center. Okay, that's right. It's behind the college.
It's in the back of the campus.
Back of the main campus. Okay, well, who benefits from these programs and how?
Well, there's two sets of benefactors here. First and foremost, of course, is the children who are participating in this program. We are very different from a daycare program because we work with a school readiness curriculum that helps the children learn in 5 different areas: literacy, language, math, science, and social emotional development. And so we work with the children, offering them some age-appropriate activities that fit into those components. And then we also provide them with free play, which some people will confuse with just being the daycare portion of it, but it's very hands-on with the teachers because the teachers are taking opportunities for teaching moments within that play. So they benefit from that. We provide them with healthy meals. We provide them with health and dental services. Provide them with a place to come and to sort of have a safe environment to learn and grow. The parents are the other benefactors because we actively work with parents and engage parents in the program because we're not just about the child, we're about the whole unit. And so our goal is to strengthen the families. We provide services, resources to the parents. We provide training opportunities such as job training on how to have a successful interview or parent skills, how to create a budget, how to do healthy nutritional meals. We also have parent meetings that allow the parents to have a social network with other parents of Head Start.
Sort of their peers.
Exactly. And we also involve them in what's going on with our program. So for example, we'll have parent meetings. Just last month we had a Valentine's Day dance for the kids. And the parents who were involved in that were the ones who told us this is what we'd like to have, this is what we want to see happen, and they helped make that happen. So we really encourage parent involvement, and then we have family advocates that work closely with the families to make sure they have their basic needs met, make sure that they have goals that we're helping them reach those goals, and just kind of being there for them to help again strengthen that family unit. Yeah,
well, that's excellent because I think if you would just focused on the kids, after the kids go home, then that stops. So to involve the parents, I think is wonderful because you're really teaching them also to carry on what you're doing at the Head Start program.
You're absolutely right, and we do involve them in the education process. We encourage parents to come into the classrooms. We encourage them to do activities at home that the teachers will send that's not just with their child, but with the whole family. So again, we have parent-teacher conferences, so we work very closely with the parents, and we encourage that involvement.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned 6 weeks. We were talking about this before we got started too. What are you doing with 6-week-old? Because I don't have any children, but when I think of a 6-week-old child, I'm just, all they do is feed them and change diapers, I guess. But
well, they're learning though. They're learning how to roll over. They're learning how to get on their fours. They're learning how to crawl. They're learning how to sit up. So what we do with the younger infant, toddler kids in the early Head Start program is we're really working to make sure they're developing the way they're supposed to on the growth chart.
Okay.
So we're working to help facilitate the developmental process, and then in that process, we are making sure that there's no issues, because every child that comes into our program, no matter the age, we are doing assessments on the children. So if we see any developmental delays or concerns, then again, we step in to help provide resources to help get them the services that they might need, get professional evaluation on that, and then hopefully offset anything down the road.
Okay, well, great. Well, listen, obviously you've got a large area that you cover. How many kids exactly are you, I guess, serving?
In my 3 programs, we have 132 kids. In all 16 counties, we serve over 1,600 children.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, but it's excellent. It's excellent what you guys are doing. How do families sign up, and what are the qualifications, I guess?
Well, the first step is to make a phone call to get more information.
Okay.
We actually have family advocates that work one-on-one, give personal attention to the application process. Because we do work with low-income families, we do have an eligibility criteria, different levels of eligibility, that we work with the parents. So we bring the parents and the child in, we go through that application process, we find out what their current circumstances are, what are their needs, and then we'd look to find the best program fit for them. And if it's not something that we can offer in Area 4, then it might be something else in Owensboro or Davis County or another, county. So, so we work one-on-one with them to do that. So it's a very intimate, personal process that we go through, and so we help move them through that qualification process.
Is the qualifications, is it based, solely just on income, or?
Again, we have 3 levels of income eligibility, but there is a federal definition of what low income is.
Right.
So we work with that. We also work with children with special needs, and I hadn't mentioned that yet. So regardless of the income there, we do work with children who have special needs as well. So the qualifications, I hate that word. It's really just eligibility, and it's based on space. And of course, we're going to work with those who meet that income level criteria first.
Okay. So in other words, let me make sure I get this straight. If somebody would like to sign up, they have to make the initial contact with you. Let's say, for instance, let me give you an example, that I know somebody who could probably use your services, and they're not aware of them. Could I call you and try to connect you two together, or how would that work?
Well, you could call us with permission of the other person. We could have one of our family advocates call them.
Okay.
But I would get their permission to give us their number, but they can call us as well, and then what we do is set those appointments. So some places they'll just hand you an application to fill out, but of course, being federally funded, we've got quite a lot of paperwork we do, so it's a much easier process for us to really work with the family to make sure that they're getting what they need in this program.
Okay. I'm not trying to throw you off here, but I've got a question.
Okay.
If you can't answer it, that's fine. Of all the kids that you're serving right now, okay, what is the number you could be serving? In other words, if you're serving X number, but yet if you're serving 50, is there 1,500 out there that potentially could qualify to be served?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I would say that's 16 county wide. That's absolutely true.
Oh, okay.
I mean, even in this area. I don't know the numbers specifically, and I do know that we are looking at hopefully expanding a few spots, but again, all that depends on our funding. A lot of that depends on parents' interest in the program. But I can tell you that all our programs in this area, Owensboro, Davis County, we are usually full, and we have waiting lists.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question. I'm sure you have a capacity limit that you can only serve so many within this area. Now, how would you grow that?
That's for the higher ups to deal with. we've got a wonderful director, Peggy Grant, who takes care of all that, so
Okay.
I don't have to worry about that.
Your boots on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're making things happen.
But it is something that we do look at, and we actually have expanded, added programs in other counties, and so it is doable, and it is happening. And fortunately, we just received some additional funding out of Washington to help support some of that.
Okay. Now, when you said Tamarack, is that Tamarack School?
Tamarack Elementary.
Elementary. So you conduct this Head Start program within the school?
We do. We work with community partners. So Owensboro Community College is one of our partners for the Darnack Center. The Davis County School System is a partner for the Tamarack Elementary and the Eastview Elementary program. So we work together. They provide us the space, and then we bring our program into the space. And we work closely together with their preschool program coordinator as well.
So really, if some of the higher ups were to decide that they need to expand a little bit more, they could go into, for all you higher ups, listen, they could actually go into more schools, though, could they not? I mean,
they could if the demand was there. And actually, for an example, Ohio County, most of the programs are in the schools.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just depends on the county. It just depends on the need. It just depends on a lot of factors that I don't have to deal with.
Now, how long have you been involved in this? Because you used to be with the Wendell Foster Center, okay? Because that's where you and I first met and so forth, and you did a lot of great work over there. But how long have you been involved with it?
I have just completed 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like it's been longer than that, and then some days I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. So.
Well, but it's keeping you challenged, though.
It is. I love it. I love the work. I love being around the kids. I've got great staff that work in the programs. They just are so dedicated to the kiddos and to the families, and you know, the kids just, they speak to my inner child. So it's a good dose of youth.
Sure, good. Well, listen, one more question. How can people get additional information or get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me if they're interested in the Darnack and Tamarack and Eastview programs. They can call me directly at 270-683-6377. If they're interested in other programs in the Owensboro-Davis County region or in other counties, then they can just call our main number, which is 270-686-1649.
Okay.
And just let them know what you're interested in, and they'll direct you.
Okay. Carolyn, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I
It's good
appreciate
seeing you.
Yeah, it was great seeing you, and we'll have you back again soon.
I hope so.
Okay, well, listen, stay tuned. Up next, we're going to be with Don Wilkins from the Messenger Inquirer. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.